And I should be able to transition over to being live. Hello, everyone. I don't have the weird little window thing around me. That's slightly annoying. And maybe my head's a little too big. Oh, well. How's everyone doing today? This fine Saturday, where nothing is wrong in the world, everything is perfect and peaceful. Yay for humanity. Hopefully the PC Gaming Awards are giving everyone the awards that they so desire. Hello, Curses18. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna lower that audio a little bit. If anybody, I feel dead inside because of the PC Gaming Show. Oh no, what are they doing? Who are they awarding? For any of you who catch the archives over on YouTube, you may notice that the only thing Dwarf Fortress related that is not on the archive right now, as far as I'm aware, I still have to check like the externals, is this current base. We've gotten everything from the backlog onto the archive except for this base right here, which is pretty good, pretty fantastic. This may as well be the show of epic exclusives and early access games. Hello, Righteous Boner. Hi, loud yelling guy. What is the point of having a PC gaming show if it's just epic exclusives? Hey, Dragamin! Dragamins for the win, welcome. Hello yourself. I'm gonna finish peeking in on this conversation because I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Okay, why are you talking to me? I look forward to our meeting next year. I assume you do. I'm just gonna trigger a save right now, just because I don't know what that was about, and in the off chance the game crashes, I'd like to have a save. How is everyone doing this fine, perfect world peace day of PC Gaming Awards, which I'm certain will not make anyone sad? Hopefully yesterday? I think it was yesterday. No, the day before. Hopefully 2 days ago, everyone got their questions answered by Toady1 over at the Q&A, so that we may all look forward to the future of Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress? Apparently there's a K in there. I've gone Mortal Kombat. And bask in its glory. I didn't think it'd take this long to save, really, when I clicked that. I probably shouldn't have done that. I thought it'd been one and done. Watch, somehow I froze the game by hitting save. Oh no. Does it only take that? Okay, no, we're good. I'm doing great. I graduated earlier this week. That is amazing. I got my grades and stuff back in for the semester, so we're good there. I have 2 more semesters of college, maybe 3. It depends on what transfers from the military. I may be able to swing it in 2. Oh, to be fair, if I swing it in 3, I get more money. That's always a consideration. I'm excited about tunnelers, no more turtling, blood for the chaos god, dwarf for Quackstress. You're gonna start talking like Swizgar. What ams you means there's the tunnelers. There's gotta be a way to like work against the tunnelers though. Like, I wanna make sure I word this correctly. The idea of tunnelers has already got me wondering how to best counter tunnelers. If that makes sense. Like, there's a completely different strategy you can use depending upon whether or not the tunnelers even know how to cross multiple Z levels. Why is there furniture down there? Like, we're draining it all, so that's good, but why oh why is there furniture down here? I don't know. Hopefully whatever's going on with the furniture will sort itself out. Oh, I found a death clock. They should do the 5th season. What was it, last night or the night before? I watched the 2019 festival. Like, where they played again? Or where they had the songs played again because something still sounded a bit off. I don't know why they don't just do the fucking final season. Did the high quality rooms get used for today? No, they did not. I have not turned them on yet. If I start the stream with them on, they go immediately, and I have a supply and demand issue with them that I need to fix. Only a few good things out of PC gaming show have been Evil Genius 2, Everspace 2. Did they say when Evil Genius 2 is getting released? I love me some Evil Genius. I'll do me some Evil Genius. Chris Tales in Heaven. Hellsinger sounds awesome too. Just in case you're base in lava. Yeah, no. Fucking those rooms go out immediately, and sometimes for things that I can't even begin to describe as a room. So I have to revamp that, the whole request system. So until I do, I'm basically probably just gonna leave high quality rooms off, just because it's easier to do the lower quality rooms. And then in the future, I am probably going to do, I'm gonna have it be furniture request system. So that seems to work so much better than whatever I have going on right now. Trying to make sure I don't block the whole. We can have mud, but I don't want the plants growing. The plants annoy me. No fungals. We are, that was obsidian, not even obsidian blocks. Let me get rid of those. No fungals in this dwarven fort. Obsidian blocks. And then I think I'm safe down here. Like I said, I just don't want to accidentally block the water and end up flooding the base with my stupidity. I think it's just the 3 in the middle. Come on, work with me. Caps lock is on. Open, 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 but it says floor. Yep, so I was gonna block one of them anyways already. Build, nope. Build construction floor. And I think if we do, not walls, I think if we do this, we're good. There we go. I haven't forgotten about the KV shrine. Did I or did I not make one? Didn't we do like a statue to KVs or something? Admittedly, it's been a little bit for me, so you'll have to forgive me if I'm wrong, but I thought we did one. That one's of an Etten, so not a KV. I thought we did one. Oh, you're trying to get a high quality room as a KV shrine. I see. Did you ask for a KV shrine before, or was it a different animal shrine? Mountain Home didn't even message me. Oh, I don't have the script on probably. Hold on. I turned it off when I was doing Final Fantasy. I didn't want people to accidentally dwarf themselves when I was doing the wrong game. The script is on now. You should be good. I'm sorry. That one will be on me. I will take it. I will take the boop on the snoot for that one. For the Demon Souls remake, Mountain Home, is Dwarf working for anyone else despite it being a year or so away? Yeah, the Dwarf thing should be working good now. Should be. I see a whisper going back on the script readout. All right, here's what I'll do. I'll turn it on. I'll turn on your high quality rooms. It's still limited to only 2 though. One of you has been asking for KVs and such. I'll grant you that one. I swear to God though, if the other one's like a room about strawberries or something again, I might just go crazy. Yank out all my hair, grow out a double braided beard, and have at it. I'm trying. I've been working with an artiste to redo the graphics for the fort, including stinger transitions, new brand image, so on and so forth. And the person's previous work is great. I'm just starting to suspect that I can never get through to anyone. If I say something, I'm just starting to suspect no one listens to me. I want to have the KV shrine. Fine, I will grant upon you this KV shrine. The merchants are leaving. Do they even have anything? Do we have an auto trade going on with them? We do. You do not have a broker. Having a broker would be important. Broker qualified, you're my broker now. You didn't ask to be one, but you're my broker now. This is why I've got to redo the request system. I gotta tweak it to make more sense. I know there's a way to do notes, but that's neither here nor there. That has all been good. I think we are fine in this regard. Is this built? What are you? Are you genuinely built up here? Build floor grate. No, I don't want a floor grate. I want a floor hatch. I want to put a hatch here. Put the church hatch cover there. That way people don't fall into it. But if someone's in there, they can get out. That should make that fine. And KB Shrine. We also had way too many shrines. So here's what I'm probably going to end up doing in the future. Right? Wait, hold on. Where's my little notebook? Whenever we do these, I gotta have my handy dandy notebook. If I don't have my handy dandy notebook, I forget what we discussed 5 seconds after I discussed it. I've got the wrong handy dandy notebook. I've got the, oh, there it is. We'll do this handy dandy notebook. What I need to do is we need to order things specifically for the base, like how much of something the base can have. We'll have like early ones and later ones that cost way more, like after the fact. So in the case of shrine, since everyone always wanted the shrine, we would have total per base 3 religious shrines, and we'll say 7 non-religious shrines. Those have to be in the future. I'll have to keep track of the grand total some special way. All right, also I heard that the merchants left. I heard the music in the background. You said you wanted a KV shrine. Golly jolly KV. Trying to think about how to do a KV shrine other than just decorating it KV style. Do I think we need this area? Possibly. So I don't want to mess with it too much, but I think we can go over here. So I shall. Water already goes that way. If I change it so that instead of falling over there, the water can go through a floor grate here that falls through, we can get a mist generator. Or it'd be possible to do a mist generator. Question is, how do I want to do that? Like, I want the water, but I don't want to die. I really like the whole not dying aspect. Because that water is just a dumping system, which means we probably need another system to route it how we need to. Which means that would have to be dug out so I can have another floodgate on this side for the drainage system. Which means it would have to be accessed over here somehow. If this is the KB Shrine, we'll have it go underneath. I particularly want a mist generator 3 from the corners. Like so. I don't like the fact that that is quite so close together in the middle. So I'll expand this out. And while I'm thinking about it, the Artemis Fowl movie sucks. And that sucks because that was a good series of books. And I don't understand how you ruin that entire book. You are free to discuss why Disney hates stories. Ew, but that's gonna be close. That's going to be close to the wall over there, and it's not gonna quite work the way I wanted it to. Well, no, it can. My idea was to do this. We have the central feed. don't need to be going that close. That could take the pressure, and then so that we don't have pressure, we just connect those diagonally. And then we have the floodgate, we have extra floodgates there and there as needed. Or really, we could just put one here in the central feed area. 2, we'd have to have it 2 wide in the middle. Either that or I just make the room down here 1 wider and then we can go back to being odd. Just so it looks symmetrical and decent. It's a little long for my taste, but if we can swing a massive misgeneration system, I think it'll be worth it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dig you over here. Move this closer to main just so it doesn't pick up the keyboard quite so much. So if we did this, or I could just have that also be the water system. As long as the water in there wasn't too high, we'd be good. For digging this out, that is. And a solid wall would be built here. So we could have a floodgate there, and we could have a solid wall here. Then that would run the misgeneration systems for this, which this is why I left this as squares, because if you now channel that out, you need the water to immediately go away. Like, I don't want multiple layers, nothing. I want this to just go boom and get out of the base. What I can do, now I know we have an issue where if we make everything around it be a non-solid, that will have an issue and it won't take it. Like, you can't support grates on nothing. But if we did this, what is it called? Harvest Moon style, the old way you'd have to do plants and stuff in like the PlayStation Harvest Moon. This should work. Everything should still be supported in this method. I don't think there's anything in here that isn't supported. And all of those could be a grate. So yeah, the water will come down, but there's no chance at all of a dwarf going through it. And even though the water would make it slow so it could pool around, the other grates should just absorb the water unless it goes north. In which case, for north, we could just put a statue, and those statues can be the cavies. We can have the 4 great cavies of the world. And in the middle, if we made a cavie statue, hold on, what do we got? 3, 3. So yeah, cavie statue would be here in the middle and there in the middle as well. We'd have an even... We'd have a nice assortment of statues for people to look at. And also we could just fill the middle area with instruments and stuff. And it'd be the great cavey musical hall. Now, once it goes below that, though... Hold on, I'm getting rid of these. It's just gonna be a massive thing down here anyways. So if I do it from here to here, it all leads into one pool, and this pool could go this way and connect into the back end of that. And I don't think we need to worry about it being able to build up, because that just connects to the river. And if someone came through it, it's all floor grates. No one can come up through the floor grate. We should be good. This should work in perfect tandem with our ooh-woo from earlier. And I think this is a better way of getting a misgeneration than what we're already trying to do. If the cavey room works, we can shut down this room and not have to worry about accidentally flooding out the base again. If this works. So we're going to try it. Problem is, we need there to be no water pressure, which means we need to open up that floodgate to drain the water, which means this needs to be pulled. And we might as well shut the other one now, since that water is drained. And once we purge the pressure out, we can redo the tunnels. There goes the water into the river. shooting right out the exit. Good. And we're mining somewhere. We're mining up here. We'll try this out. Just make a room dedicated to the Dong Beast. Was the Dong Beast on this base or previous base? Of course. What's that entire stream done? That's the entire stream done. Okay. You know, I don't know if anybody has, I don't know if anybody when they were younger or had their kids, if they're older, read the Artemis Fowl series. It was a very good book in that it was average. It was an okay book, but the part that made it decent and good was the fact that it was like the hero was a villain. He just was. It was like an anti-hero. When Disney released the movie, everything I've seen or heard about it is just that it's a Disney film. They made him a hero, not an anti-hero. He's supposed to be evil. So if it's an average book by itself, and then you take out the one interesting gimmick, then it's just a less than average story, so who cares? Also, I saw the trailer, and the trailer annoyed me. Everything in the trailer looked wrong. And the few things in it, from what I understand, the few things in the trailer that actually followed the fucking story aren't in the real movie. So what's the point? Yeah, Dong Beast I think was previous base. I don't think that was this base. We probably read a different book. Are you saying that the book was awful? Or are you saying that the book wasn't a hero? Or the book was, the main character was a villain? I'm talking about the first one. I know the entire series of books, the arc is that he goes from essentially a villain to a hero. I know that. But the Disney movie supposedly would just be the first book. It's the Artemis Fowl movie. It should be the Artemis Fowl book. I'm not talking about his character arc over the entire thing. I'm talking about he's supposed to be like the cold, calculating asshole who is like anti the elves and shit. Not, I'm here to help my dad, which doesn't happen to the third book. Like, no. It was okay book. Don't remember shit about it. Doesn't he start by ransoming some bitch? Yeah, that's exactly how that's what it is. He bribes this alcoholic fairy lady, much as I remember on that. He bribes this alcoholic fairy lady, and Eye of Damp Stone. So she gives him a book, then he translates it, and he uses the rules and regulations inside the fairy law book to figure out how to ransom the special forces, which is what elf is. It's the ELF, not elf. To kidnap and ransom a special fairy forces creature back for the elven gold. And he gets away with it. Like, that's the first book. He is a villain. Are you saying it was an okay book? I read the first one, it didn't strike me as a villain. He's a villain. Yeah, like his thing is that, okay, he's doing it maybe to raise money and like take care of his mom, like at the very end. But like, even then, the ends don't like, just because he might have a good motivation doesn't mean he's not evil. It takes quite a series of books for him to basically start thinking of anyone else. What are we talking about? Artemis Fowl. So Disney just released a movie called Artemis Fowl that is based upon the series of books, Artemis Fowl, and then Artemis Fowl in like the Infinity Code or something like that, by the author Eoin Colfer. The learned orders many worshippers and now requires a temple and a priest. I don't even know who that is right now. I'm gonna ignore that. But like I said, the shtick to it is that the main character, like, you can, okay, so he's not, oh, I'm gonna take over the world. But like, for a young adult novel, he's evil. He's not like, oh, the world is so pristine and perfect and puppies, and then something bad happens to his life. No, he's like a super rich snobby kid with like no emotions. And he's like, I have fucking gotten my hands on this book, and now I'm gonna hold elves hostage for their gold and shit. Like, he's the bad guy. He is the bad guy. He's not the antagonist, but he is the bad guy. He is the bad protagonist. He is an anti-hero. From what I understand that Disney decided to do with it, they mixed 3 of the books together and threw in a fucking thing that's never in any of the books. He's got to save his dad, and his dad never even shows up to the 3rd book. Yeah, movies about kids can fuck off for all I care. Lol, you can use KB Shrine for that, Church. Ever read Codex Alara? I don't think I have. But no, here's the thing, though. Righteous Boner. Had they followed the book, it might have actually been decent. It's kind of like how, for the longest time, people swore off superhero movies and comic book movies. And then they started doing Marvel. And say what you want about what happened to it and whether or not it's predictable or formulaic and all that good jazz. It reached a wider audience than the comics ever did. That's what it did. The book was a similar situation. Like, it was basically, it was the Deadpool. But like, he wasn't, well, like, how do I word this correctly? Deadpool, the character, supposedly genuinely knows that he's a comic book character. But when things happen in the book, Artemis Fowl, he bases a lot of his ideas off of, well, this is how it would happen, or not all of his ideas, but he kind of bases some of them off of, well, this is the trope of what would happen. Like, he realizes that he's doing a trope. The idea is supposed to be that he has, like, adult genius supervillain intelligence, but he's still a kid, so he actually believes in elves and all that crap. So that's supposed to be the thing, is that he couples intelligence with actually believing in the tropes and stuff of how things would work. Got to do that. I need a gate. Build gate. Do I have a floodgate? Hold on, guys. X. I do have a floodgate. That's good to know. So I'm not saying it would have been the greatest movie, but it would have definitely, I feel, reached a bigger audience than, say, a regular movie for kids would have, because it's what it is basically a Sherlock Holmes. It is what it comes down to. Is it's essentially kind of like a semi-evil Sherlock Holmes. What if you took Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty, crammed them together, and got a morally gray asshole for a kid, and then made a movie about the Sherlock Moriarty kidnapping elves? Like, all right, maybe it's not like freaking overly cutesy or anything. Whatever, it'd be worth a watch. It was a pretty decent book, and then Disney did it like a regular kids movie. So it's like, oh, good. So now it's garbage. Did you read the book, Disney? Did you care at all about the book? What is going on here? Codex Alara is medieval Avatar: The Last Airbender. How can holding elves hostage be evil, damn tree people? You have to remember, it's humans. Humans holding elves is evil. Dwarves holding elves is not. That's just how it works. Max writing a book where the protagonist is an asshole and the antagonist is someone you can relate with. Yeah. And we just have a protagonist. That's what it was supposed to be. That's what I'm saying. There's moral ambiguity at the end of it. Like the end of the first book. I think it was the first book. The butler to the kid, like this really big, super loyal dude, damn nearly dies. Like his sister or something nearly dies in this invasion. And like, you know, the protagonist wins, but because like last second, like it sets up a mystery. How do you get through a time stop? The whole thing comes back to Santa Claus. As stupid as that sounds, the whole main plot point of the first book is how can the protagonist overcome Santa Claus? Because Santa Claus cannot leave presents around the world in one night unless he can do a time stop. So how does one, he has to plan out, how is it possible to catch Santa Claus? Because in order to do that, you have to be able to defeat the time stop. If you can figure out how to capture Santa Claus, you can get through the time stop and keep your riches and your elfin shit. Like you can defeat the elves if you can figure out how to defeat the magic of Santa Claus, except it's technologically based. That was the premise of the first book, is you have to try to figure out how to beat Santa Claus's magic time technology. It was pretty funny. But It's morally ambiguous. You have a kid who's like, think about it. It's a kid's book, and the kid is sitting there going, "How do I defeat Santa Claus? I'm gonna take this fat bastard down. He has won for far too long." And then they got rid of it. They got rid of it. Now it's like Spy Kids. Who cares? Who cares? Oh, and they're like, oh my God. I don't understand. You have such a unique plot. If you're going to do this as a movie, shouldn't you follow the fucking plot? Why is it so hard to have a kid that straight up is like, yo, that fat ass is going down? That's like, at the end of it, you know, he finds a way to defeat the Santa Claus technology. He finds a way to defeat the Santa Claus technology, but it nearly kills his butler's sister. And it's like the only thing the butler likes more than the main character is his own sister. He's like, he's really protective of his sister. So sure, if he ends up like hitting the kid, because he's like, yo, my sister nearly died. And he's like, yes, it was a risk I was willing to take because I knew that, you know, if you knew about it, you would act differently. And I needed them to suspect that I was on my back foot. And I didn't want the elves to realize I'd come up with a plan to defeat Santa Claus. Like, he straight up was willing to sacrifice some of his own people to defeat Santa Claus. He won and no one died. But like the main character was straight up pulled like the evil guy thing. He was like, it's all right if I sacrifice some of you as long as my goal is met. He straight up has like a line like that, and the butler has to like pop him one like, yo, dude, fuck you. We did not just go through all of this for you to risk our lives without telling us. And they fucking just made it a regular kids show, like kids movie. Why? Why would you do that? If elves willingly made themselves into a klepto-bibliocracy, it's their choice. That's the political system they chose. If you steal this book, you are the boss. An evil, or should it be biblio-kleptocracy? Wow, the movie's got a rating of 3.8. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because this goes back to other movies, too. Why? Remakes, everything. Why the fuck would you make any product knowing it already has a fan base and you don't make the product for that fan base? People who aren't part of that fan base, it's never going to be a net positive. You are never going to get more people outside the fan base to join because you changed it than you're going to lose from the fan base for changing it. There's no math equation when that ends up positive. When like the first thing you do is at least divide by half, you have a large hill to climb. I don't know why they keep doing this. They do this movie after movie after movie nowadays, and TV show. We're like, oh, this is how it was before, but what if, now hear me out here, what if we pissed off all of the fans of the original thing? No one's going to like it. Why is this ever an idea that these people come up with? It never works. It's an awful idea. I don't understand. I don't understand why they do this. Why anyone does this. Doesn't make any sense to me. Also, has Dragonman killed anything with that artifact silver mace shit? I don't suspect he has. I don't think we've had many fights. Disney loves dicking her audience out of good movies. Also recommend Power Mage Chronicles. Wow, Santa Claus, that sounds hella shit. Wasn't it dumb a bit? I think I remember he was hitting people with jade trinket. She was hitting people with a jade trinket in her hair. It was an okay kids book, but it wasn't that great. There was some riddle in it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it was a great book. I'm not. If you took out the premise of the evil kid, it's average. Like, I am not saying the book story by itself was great. It wasn't. It is purely the unique aspect of a different type of protagonist that is not usually there in a kid's book. That was the draw of the book. That would have been the draw in the movie. That was the one tent pole holding up the tent so it didn't collapse in on itself, and they got rid of it. I'm saying is I like the idea of the protagonist. I'm not saying the story itself was that great. And by the end of like book 2 or 3, what it did have went downhill because they started to make the kid nicer and good, and now we're gonna solve diseases and shit, and there's no point by that. You know, like that was the failing of the book series, is when they made the kid good. So why would you start the movie with the kid good? You literally have numbers that tell you nobody liked this crap when the kid wasn't a fucking prick. So why would you start off with, you know what we need to make the kid not be a prick? That clearly doesn't work. Clearly does not work. Trying to think about what's going on here. So I made it so they couldn't freeze. I might just end up getting rid of that room. It's an okay kids book. 10 out of 10 rant. The fish rant was better. We need to make another crappy movie to make more money. Let's disappoint reader base of this book to get an extra couple thousand views. So how's the ketchup supply? Don't talk about my ketchup. Don't you talk about my ketchup. Oh good, Hunter's become possessed. Fantastic. I do need to get more ketchup though. My ketchup has finally run out. My like 9 bottles of ketchup has gone. Woe upon me. I have failed to survive the quarantine. I ran out of ketchup. Hold on, let me click my AC on a little bit. Well, this is awkward. The thermostat reading out there says it's 66 out there, so I can't really click it on. I just know it's getting warmer in here. I should have let the whole apartment equalize before I started streaming. I can't believe RNG is fucking dead. But no, like I said, it's weird. Like it has a niche. That is what it had. The kid wants to take down Santa Claus. Not really, and not Santa Claus directly. Like I said, the implication, if I'm remembering correctly, is that Santa Claus is really some like elven agent that does something for some reason. Who knows anymore? It's kind of like the Santa Claus movies where it's like, oh, it's the Santa Claus clause, not Santa Claus the person. You know, some like weird play on things like how elf isn't a race, it's an organization. By the way, this man stopped. That's never good. What do you have? You have leather. Let's wait till we see leather and see what he's missing. Leather. Life. He wants wood? We have wood. Do we not have wood? Or does he need more leather and we don't have enough leather? Do we not have wood? Is the wood gone? Where did all the wood go? Holy balls, we don't have wood. All right. Yeah, no, that's a weird thing to be out of. I will give you that one, Mr. Dude in a possessed state. We will get you some wood. So if you don't like it, just march on down to Disney HQ and give them the rant. Oh, wait, you can't. There's a pandemic going on. I know, right? But no, like it's... I don't understand what the design decision behind this was. And then, so I sat there. I didn't even know about the movie. I didn't even know about the movie until about a week ago. But a friend of mine like mentioned it. Like there was an ad or something in the lower right corner. I was like, oh, they're going to be doing an Artemis Fowl movie. And he was like, yeah, it's like releasing in a few days. So I watched the trailer and got very angry. And got angry at the trailer. Just because, like, what I was seeing in the trailer was like, oh, okay. That's in the, no, that's not until the 3rd book. That's not until the set. Why is he, what is going on here? Who is this? Like the dwarf is taller than the kid and he just looks like a regular human. And the dwarf is supposed to look like a nightmarish monstrosity. Like the author reimagined dwarves, right? As these weird tunneling monsters of doom. They can unhinge their jaws like snake and inhale stone and dirt and stuff. They just like torpedo through the ground. And they consume, their super awesome stomachs consume all the biological material in it. That's how they eat. And they immediately, at full speed, excrete the dirt behind them so that there's no tunnel behind them. They're literally a non-moving like jet through the dirt, or like no moving parts. They just like absorb their way through the earth, eating everything. They're like weird, crazy snake things. They don't look like snakes, but how their jaws dislocate. They're supposed to have gigantic jaws and shit. And this dude just looks like a dude. Like they didn't want to do any CGI to make him just not look like a regular actor. And in one of the reviews or whatever, one of the like comments that the internet said was like, he's apparently discriminated against in the movie because he's a tall dwarf. What? Why? So they address the fact that he's supposed to be a dwarf, but they didn't want to blow the money making him look like a dwarf. So they just wrote in everyone's interaction with him is that they're essentially racist against him because he's tall for a dwarf. The fuck are they talking about? Did you know that blind IRL hates SketchUp? Yes, I have had a, what would you call it? What is it? There's gotta be a one-word definition for joke argument. I've had a joke argument, disagreement with him on Twitter about it. At least it was a joke to me. I don't know if he took it seriously. I was joking. Build, construction. No, not construction. Trap for the lever. I forget what he said. One of his counters to me was that people who like ketchup are degenerates or have like a degenerate mind. I forget what he said. I'd have to look it up in Twitter, but I had an argument with him. A joking one, but an argument. What are we actually talking about? A troll? No, we were talking about dwarves in, I forgot, the Artemis Fowl books, which are now completely different for some reason in the Artemis Fowl movie, because Disney just hates with a passion, apparently, following the lore. Like, I don't know why. They just really hate any of their movies to follow what's been written in books. They are utterly against the idea. All the way 8, 16, 24, 32. Let's get 32 greats. JMQ, rock, great. I need 32 of them. And I want this to be made out of obsidian. And then we'll start turning that into the guinea pigs. I swear Disney does some crack sometimes. But like everything they're doing recently is like this. And I thought we were gonna be fine because it was overcast a bit. But it looks like the sun is getting very bright. So give me a sec while I reposition the green screen so that I can block the sun. Ah! Ew. Ow! There you go. That'll block the sun a bit. Wait for the camera to refocus and we're good. Consume dirt. It's like the only way they can screw up. Doors are fucking good. It's the only way they can screw up as much. I don't understand. They consistently make the wrong choice. Also, the hunter has created Legonthalal, a giant warthog leather armor. He claims it as a family heirloom. Legonthalal, Wandered Empire, a giant warthog leather armor. Worth, we don't know for some reason. This is a giant warthog leather armor. All craft storemanship is of the highest quality. It is studded with gold, decorated with bayberry wood and plum wood, and encircled with bands of giant warthog leather and oval obsidian cavicons. The object menaces with spikes of hematite. The item is an image of a baguette cut gem in hematite. On the item is an image of Gopher, the dwarf in lapis lazuli. Gopher is withering away. The artwork relates to the dehydration of the dwarf Gopher in the deep hill in the early spring of the year 218. Why do we not know how much it's worth? We have a bookkeeper, we have a broker. Maybe if they broker more, we'll know. Seriously, what book is this that says dwarves that travel through the ground eating dirt? Artemis Fowl. The dwarf's name is Diggins, I think, or something. It's like a really weird name. But the reason why that character, Dwarf 14 for Borzoi, welcome to stream, Borzoi. The reason why that particular dwarf is even in the story is because like magic has rules, and if you break into a human's household without permission, you lose your magic. You just can't get it anymore. But you maintain your race's natural abilities. So the dwarf is a thief. He breaks into human homes and shit, so he doesn't have magic anymore. So they need to break into Artemis Fowl's house to try to free the elf from his clutches. So they send in this dwarf and he digs his way in. But like I said, it like in this one, they're prejudiced against him because he's tall. But they were like kind of against him in the book because he was a criminal and they were special forces SWAT officers, not because he was tall. Doesn't make any sense. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Borzoi, you are currently a armor. Oh, you're a mechanic. No, you're not. You're an armor smith cheesemaker, as is normal. Everyone knows about those armor smith cheesemakers. When I'm done making armor, I make the cheese. We're gonna give it a bit to go through in the game before we read your description. Someone got stuck by a honeybee. I did hear that noise, I thought. Did someone get stuck by a honeybee? Yeah. The stray KB sow has been stung by a honeybee. The guinea pigs are finding the honeybees for us. A colony of honeybees. Didn't I try building a thing for these? Hold on. I know someone else got dwarfed. Give me a sec. Try to remember how to do honeybee things because I've already forgotten. Needs a hive. If I go to the crafts dwarf, are you the one that makes my hives? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll make 6 hives and we'll start going from there. Who's the second person to get dwarfed? Forge the cheddar leggings. Tapioca getting dwarf number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tapioca, I know my head's gonna be in the way, but you'll take my word for it. You are a carpenter. At least right now, your highest skill is carpentry. Tapioca. Tapioca? There we go. Matter of fact, you know what? For now, why don't we just take the camera out? Where's the camera? I need to like find an easier way to turn that on and off. I have action cam, but that's not even hooked up to anything right now. What is this? Oh, it's a different camera. All right, I'll have to keep that one for later. All right. And the person who got dwarfed a second ago, Borzoi. Let's see what Borzoi's got. Borzoi is currently meditating on generosity. Borzoi owns a grand bedroom. Borzoi, you have one friend, an unnamed nurse, and you believe in one god, Lagan, who most often takes the form of a female dwarf and associated with charity and generosity. Borzoi is weak. Borzoi likes graphite, bronze, chrysocolla, common snapping turtle shell, shields, backpack, the words of the Berry of Skirts, and the sound of the Queen of Aquamarine, and the sight of the Sheena cavorting. When possible, Borzoi prefers to consume steelhead trout and 2-grain wheat beer. Borzoi absolutely detests rats. Borzoi has good creativity, very good intuition, very good focus, a good intellect, an ability to read emotions fairly well, a feel for music, and a good memory. But Borzoi has poor kinesthetic sense and a poor ability to manage or understand social relationships. Borzoi dreams of mastering a skill someday. But why? Why are we but whying? What was the statement that we were but whying? No, yeah, like I said, he was a thief. He wasn't tall. They weren't prejudiced against him because he was a tall dwarf. It doesn't make any sense. It's nonsense. The real goofy part of it is the butler was supposed to be so much taller than everyone else and bigger and buffer that they genuinely thought he was a monster. Or like, I think at one point someone questions to themselves whether or not one of his family members was a troll. That's how big he's supposed to be. And he just looks like a regular dude, especially next to the tall dwarf. So they ruined 2 characters by doing this, by making him tall for no reason. Build construction wall. And they did not need to do this. It was not a required step. It did not help anyone. But they did it, and it's stupid. And I don't understand why. They've done this so many times recently, where they've gone completely against the lore of the story or the purpose. It's just, It's not even a good chase for money. It's ass backwards. Oh, he got taken out. And then now we have the other person who got dwarfed, which is Tapioca. You are currently drinking. The worker is you. You are definitely the one drinking. Your relationships are a nurse is your lover. I really hope that's not the friend of the other one. That'd be awkward. Probably is. And you only believe in Ugosh. Ugosh most often takes the form of a male giant mole and is associated with caverns and mountains. Your friends that are named are Zakthos, a Ramsey, and that's it. Everyone else is an unnamed dwarf, so no one cares about them. Though between those two, a Ramsey is definitely your more favorite friend. They're your bestie. Tapioca is mighty, but is quite clumsy. Tapioca likes borax, rose gold, green diamond, the color pale taupe, tables, amulets, chains, blue peafowls for the coloration, cave spiders for their mystery, jute plants for the fibrous stems, and the sight of the sheen of comforting. When possible, he prefers to consume giant tapir, banana beer, and pendant amaranth flower. Just the flower by itself? That's weird. He absolutely detests jumping spiders. He has good creativity, but he has poor ability to manage or understand social relationships, quite poor focus, little patience, very bad analytical abilities, and a bad sense of empathy. He dreams of raising a family someday despite these shortcomings. I forgot that Twitch doesn't let me ghost the bot. What does that mean? What does ghost the bot mean? Do you have gold and copper? No, I do not have gold and copper. All right, I'm waiting for that wall to get built. Though we had the floodgate installed, so I can, well, it's winter, so it wouldn't matter anyways. But I can now shut the floodgate. We don't need that draining anymore. And lastly, what is with this furniture in here? Where did this furniture come from? Why do we have tables and chairs in here? I don't understand. Build furniture? No, stockpile furniture. The hell am I talking about? What are you? Do I use you anymore? You're a wood stockpile that's clearly not used. I'm just gonna put a furniture stockpile here just to get them to bring up furniture, I guess. Who knows what the hell's going on? Oh, you can't trigger the bot while I'm timed out. Who Was I Again by Domine. Domine is, first of all, injured. Domine's thumb on his right hand is broken because it is also smashed open, but we're going to ignore that. Domine is very muscular with a broad body. His very long sideburns are neatly combed. His very long mustache, wait, no, sorry, wrong one. There you go. Domine is quite durable, very strong, quite quick to heal, and agile. Domine likes horn silver, steel, blue diamond, goat leather, giant snail shell, gems, maces, bucklers, and nightmares for their unfathomably horrifying nature. When possible, he prefers to consume gray gibbon, moghopper, blueberry wine, pigtail seeds, and elephant head amaranth leaves. He absolutely detests slugs, though. He has a lot of willpower and very good feel for social relationships, but he has poor spatial senses. He dreams of raising a family someday. Hopefully, that dream is not dependent upon whether or not he has pristine thumbs, because he'll be screwed otherwise. We have a bunch of obsidian bookcases, and I don't remember why. Did we or did we not fill out the library already? Why do I have extra bookcases? Holy shit, I have a lot of extra bookcases. Why do I have bookcases? I don't know what I'm gonna do with all the bookcases. Probably trade them away if I'm being sensible. The next time someone shows up, we'll just trade them away. That's probably what was happening at the beginning. As I had extras, I was trying to trade them away. When I built the furniture stockpile, I took them back out of the stockpile. Let's get rid of these chests and bags because we already have enough chests and bags in the middle, and we'll replace all of these with obsidian bookcases in our fantastically awesome library that people hardly ever use. Scientific slice of a head. This is a dwarven head. This is a dwarven head on mead. All right, so it's thawed out. So this is building again. If I was smart, which I like to pretend I am sometimes, what I could do is I could deconstruct that. And deconstruct that. That would prevent this from ever pressurizing, because any water on this level would slowly pour back into the drainage anyways, despite me maintaining the extra level, which would save our uwu. It would probably make it a little bit blue, but we could in fact save it. So that's the only way to save the uwu and maintain pressure. The other option would be to try to re-divert it back into this, but this would already be overpressured, so it wouldn't be draining into that. We need something to take the pressure, which means we would have to bring it over here. Unless I did the same on this side and I diverted it around the side of the map. That would probably work better if I were being smart. So the water would go up here, right? Now just do that instead. We could save the uwu. If the water gets that high, the extra water, when this is filling up, the extra water would pour off here onto this side area and would just go around and off the side of the map. That is our pressure relief valve. We can save. We don't have to get anyone inside the uwu. We don't have to ruin the uwu, and I don't have to worry about pressure control. It would just overflow like a well-maintained nuclear reactor of water that freezes 1/3 of the year. It's the dwarven head after Disney takes them out of a movie. I don't understand sometimes. They're crazy. Like I was saying, as more people are here, the archive channel is mostly caught up, and I see that we're near the end of the 1 hour anyways, but I won't like 10 minutes of it, so we'll go a little bit later, because I don't remember how much is getting cut out. The archive channel is mostly completely caught up on YouTube now. I don't think I had the correct link for it. Give me a sec. The link that the bot gives you is wrong. But the only thing it doesn't have is this current base. All bases up to this base, as far as I can tell, are now up to speed. They are now public. 2 of the videos aren't public, that are in certain countries. That's just because of a copyright thing that I'm working my way around. But other than that, we're good. How do I get the link for my own channel? I could have sworn I used to know how to do this. Copy that link. No, that brings me to the actual channel page. Wait, that's where I want it to be. The hell am I talking about? So if you didn't know, this is all getting archived slowly over on at YouTube, and I need to fix the bot to tell people that correctly. Commands. Hold on. Submit that change. Go back here. It should link to. I said YouTube as a bot, so it didn't work, but then it said it's about time Sirlac got here. Good. Archive link works. Yes. Archive link works. Other link doesn't, even though that should definitely work. Just very annoying. But we at least have the archive link working, so that's fantastic for now. And as usual, I have to dig out the river because this thing freezes weird. I don't understand how that thermal system works, but whatever. It does, it does. Lol, I was late today. Oh no, don't be late. Don't worry, you've only missed me ranting about how Disney messed up the Artemis Fowl movies. It's not like you come around, Sirlac, to enjoy my rants or anything. Needless to say, they did. They did, in fact, ruin it in the dumbest way possible. Oh, no. But I mean, really, when you have a book about, you know, a kid trying to solve the mystery of Santa Claus to defeat the elves, you should make your movie be about a kid trying to solve the mystery of Santa Claus so he can defeat the fucking elves. Now, I want to fix this. Huh. While we're saving. Oh, and if we're saving, I might as well take this as a YouTube break. So those of you who are going to be watching the archive after the fact on the YouTube archive channel as previously linked, we'll catch you guys next time.